The governor drops in on an up-and-coming business in Tacoma.
Officers are moving up the ranks in the police department.
And a lot of work goes into keeping the trails safe at the Tacoma Nature Center.
All that and more coming up next on Tacoma Report. Hi, and welcome to this edition of Tacoma Report. I'm Laura Proctor.
And I'm Angie Foster. Washington State Governor Jay Inslee has made several trips to Tacoma in the past few weeks. He was on hand for the Martin Luther King Jr. birthday celebration.
And the governor recently visited Tacoma company Tool Gauge to highlight the company's importance to the state. Tool Gauge works with the aerospace industry out of a state-of-the-art building located in Tacoma. Governor Inslee got to see firsthand why Tool Gauge is a Boeing Performance Excellence Award winner. Representatives from the Washington State Department of Commerce, the Economic Development Board for Tacoma-Pierce County, and the City of Tacoma's Community and Economic Development Department were also in attendance during his visit. For more information on all things economic development related in the City of Tacoma, check out makeittacoma.com.
The Tacoma Police Department held a ceremony at its headquarters to promote 6 new detectives. The celebration was attended by families, friends, and many in the department. The officers have spent years with Tacoma Police and now are detectives Denali, Norling, Showalter, Hoffner, Maas, and Conshu. The new detectives were sworn in by Chief of Police Don Ramsdale.
You know, I'm extremely proud of all of our members in our department, and especially those today that we honored and recognized for being promoted to detective. I've known these officers for their whole career, and every one of them has done just an exceptional job in their quest for making sure that we serve our community in the highest regard. So it's very special for me, and I know the other commanders and the rest of our department.
The department continues to hire, so those officers' positions, which are now vacant, will be filled by new recruits. To find out about law enforcement jobs or to simply learn more about the Tacoma Police Department, visit tacomapolice.com.
Recently, a project designed to increase safety for staff and customers was completed at the city's solid waste management facility. Stacy Ellifrit has more on this innovative solution.
Changes have occurred at the solid waste management facility. Taking place over a year and a half was a project to improve the Scalehouse intersection and an adjacent parking lot.
There are really 2 reasons. The Scalehouse intersection receives a high volume of traffic. It's moving in several different directions, which confuses customers and even employees. And then the second issue was this employee parking lot sits on an old landfill that was capped in 1990. And landfills, they settle poorly. That created a lot of drainage issues.
Several ingresses and egresses were eliminated at the Scalehouse intersection by diverting vehicles to new routes.
This facility was not originally built for what it is today. All they wanted to do was to fill a large hole, and it is now a full-fledged transfer center with 170 employees. And this Scalehouse intersection really became the focal point of all the ins and outs.
Drainage issues in a nearby parking lot were addressed by adding stormwater features.
For the parking lot, we installed this bioretention swale, which really solved 2 problems. It fixed our drainage issues that we had, and it also treated the stormwater, which was not occurring before this project.
A turnaround road next to the Enviro House was also built, so customers can exit should they decide they do not want to wait in a long line to access the Scalehouse.
It's cleared up a lot of the confusion that goes on with this 7-way intersection. It removed a lot of the ins and outs that were occurring in this. And we improved all of the paint marks that you see on the ground, so everything looks refreshed.
These elements not only improve stormwater and traffic flow, they help provide additional safety measures for those accessing this facility. For Tacoma Report, I'm Stacy Ellifrit.
For more information on solid waste management, including how to visit the Tacoma Recovery and Transfer Center, visit the city site.
The Enviro House showcases the benefits of sustainable living and building practices. The Enviro House is centrally located at the Tacoma Recovery and Transfer Center and open Wednesday through Sunday. You can find display materials and techniques that help save money in and around your home, and there are also free workshops on a variety of topics. The Enviro House is a helpful community resource. For hours of operation and a full list of upcoming workshops, visit the city site. Protecting the environment is a top priority in the Tacoma-Pierce County area.
When we come back from the break, we'll find out about an event designed to help people get involved in preserving this valuable resource. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Tacoma Report. An annual event that showcases sustainable living options is back in 2020. Sustainability specialist Cheney Cohen is here to talk about the South Sound Sustainability Expo, an event that offers activities the community can get excited about. Good morning, Cheney.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
So what are the details? What is the South Sound Sustainability Expo all about?
The South Sound Sustainability Expo is a family-friendly celebration of all things sustainability in the South Sound. Attendees can connect with over 135 local businesses and organizations dedicated to creating a safe, healthy, and environmentally friendly South Sound region.
Awesome. How long has the expo been going on?
It is now in its 13th year.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, one thing I love about the expo is how family friendly it is and that there's just something for everybody that goes. So what does it look like for somebody that is going to be attending the expo?
Yeah. So the expo features a kids corner for families. So there will be interactive booths from the Slater Museum and the Tacoma Nature Center. And there will be a scavenger hunt for families around the expo, and then that scavenger hunt can be returned in exchange for a prize.
Can adults play that too?
Of course.
That's awesome.
And all of the vendors, or most of them at least, will have interactive activities at their booths for kids and families. And then we're also really excited to be having some interactive activities like the annual favorite, the screen printing station, and a virtual reality station, and both of those are free to participate in.
Awesome. And what about workshops?
Yeah, so we have a stacked lineup of workshops and workshop leaders. So we're really excited to be having a sustainable fashion around the sound panel that will complement our sustainable fashion show, which is also in its first year. And we'll also have a workshop on electric vehicles and trees in Tacoma and how to get free or reduced price trees, as well as a workshop on plastic-free living and ways to reduce plastic in your life on a budget. And then we'll end the day with a guided tour around Tacoma to see how the city is incorporating natural processes back into the urban landscape.
Awesome. Cheney, what is your favorite part of the expo? Do you have a favorite part?
You know, my favorite part of the expo is just how everyone gathers to celebrate Tacoma, the Tacoma community, and our natural resources. I'm so excited that there's a destination like this in the South Sound region and that it attracts thousands of attendees every year.
Yeah.
So I think it's a really cool celebration.
It's so cool. As far as the event itself, how is it sustainable?
Well, we're really fortunate at the Greater Tacoma Convention Center, where it's going to be happening, that there are many nearby bus stops and a Tacoma Link light rail stop. So we encourage attendees to take sustainable transit to get there. We also have a bike ride with the mayor that Downtown on the Go is putting together, so you can get to the expo with the mayor, which is really cool. Or we encourage attendees to carpool or walk as well, because vehicle emissions are the #1 source of greenhouse gas emissions in Pierce County. So any way we can reduce that is great.
Awesome.
Also, we encourage attendees to bring their own items. So bring your own reusable bag for all the expo goodies that are handed out, or bring your own utensils or water bottles so that you can fill it up at the water fountain.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Cheney, thanks to you and to all your team for all of the good stewardship that you're showing by your time and your knowledge. I'm just a firm believer if we all learn a little more and do something small, it just makes such a huge difference for our sustainable living. So thank you for being here. I think it's just going to be the best expo yet.
Me too.
So awesome.
Thank you.
For event information, including a schedule of workshops and other activities, visit the Expo website. When we come back from the break, we'll take a look at ways you can get information on parking in Tacoma. Stay with us. Parking can sometimes be a challenge.
But there's a way to find out the latest on parking services in Tacoma. Check out cityoftacoma.org/parking. This page offers information regarding on-street parking changes, parking rules, and free on-street parking days. For those who would like to get involved, there's also information on the Parking Technical Advisory Group as well. Be in the know. Check out the city site to learn more about parking services today. Tacoma Creates, the voter-approved initiative to increase access to arts and culture, is now accepting funding applications in 2 categories: comprehensive organizational support and impact funding. Funding will be determined through a competitive application process. It's intended to help eligible nonprofit arts, culture, heritage, and science organizations throughout Tacoma. Prospective applicants are encouraged to attend a free workshop or webinar explaining how the process works and how to develop a strong application. For more info, go to the Tacoma Creates page on the city's website.
Calling all trivia enthusiasts. The Historic Preservation Office's next trivia night is on March 18th at 6 p.m. at the Swiss. Join in a night of historical trivia, test your knowledge about Tacoma, and learn some fun and interesting facts. For more information about historic preservation events, visit them online.
And finally, sometimes the hard work of people in our community goes unnoticed, mainly because it goes on behind the scene. That's evident when you visit any of the amazing parks we have in Tacoma. Today, Lane Fickey takes a look at how one aspect of our park system is cared for.
It doesn't matter what the weather conditions are like. People love walking around Snake Lake at the Tacoma Nature Center. And because of all that activity, maintenance on these trails is a top priority.
With over 2.5 miles of trails, David Oktuk and the other maintenance workers have their hands full keeping the pathway safe for visitors at the Tacoma Nature Center at Snake Lake, especially during the rainy season when some of the trails aren't even accessible. Trail maintenance is a year-round endeavor, and it's more than just picking up the occasional litter that might pop up.
There is definitely the trimming back of the branches that are growing over the trail. There is adding gravel to the trail to make it more walkable and even, to make sure that it doesn't flood as much. Our maintenance staff has done an amazing job over the last couple of years of even raising the trail in a few spots because we're on a wetland, and so there's a lot of flooding. In fact, right now our students can't get all the way around our trail because it's been so rainy. So they've raised trails, they've added logs, they've added gravel. In a couple of spots they've widened it a little bit to make it a little bit safer for passage and to make sure we can get our vehicles all the way around the park as well to maintain it.
It's not uncommon to see school groups from throughout the area exploring the Nature Center. For some, it might be their first time coming to this forested area, and the Tacoma Nature Center staff wants to make sure that visitors have the best experience possible.
We constantly work throughout all the year, especially this time of the year. The rainy season tends to be the most work, laying a lot of gravel down. During the summer months, we actually install some of these logs on the side of the trail, and then we're helping build that up because there's a lot of low-lying areas, and that's where all the flooding starts happening. And so I just want people just to come here and enjoy, just to walk freely without getting their feet all wet.
While it's easy to see where the trails are around Snake Lake, some people occasionally wander off to do some exploring, and this activity requires some action from the Tacoma Nature Center crew.
We want to stop some of the social trails that are not planned, because as people are exploring the park, they say, oh, that looks really cool. And as soon as somebody sees one person go off the trail, they're like, oh, I should try it too. So the maintenance staff also is trying to stop the trails that are not part of our trail system. They do a lot of work. I would say it takes a significant amount of their time to keep our trails safe and maintained and user-friendly. And we also have some trails that are ADA accessible or a little bit more accessible for people using strollers and wheelchairs. So it's really important that we're keeping those well maintained and very user-friendly.
There's a lot to see when visiting the Tacoma Nature Center at Snake Lake, and that's thanks in part to the people who do a lot of looking down to make sure that the trails in this amazing area are safe and clear to walk on. For Tacoma Report, I'm Lane Fickey.
You can view a map of all the trails at the Tacoma Nature Center by visiting the Metro Parks Tacoma website. That's all the time we have on this edition of Tacoma Report.
A great way to find out about the services the City of Tacoma has to offer is by going to cityoftacoma.org. Until next time, I'm Angie Foster.
And I'm Laura Proctor. Thanks for watching.